It's a piece of shit. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, we'll bleep that out. About 5 or 6 months ago, RyRy bought this Mark 1 MX-5. For the past couple of months, because it's been winter, it's mostly just been chilling out in his garage. However, we pulled it out the other day, and this is what we found. Now, a rusty MX-5 isn't that shocking, but the look of this one was particularly malevolent. So, before it gets back in the road, there are a few different things that we need to do to it, but the first port of call today is to get underneath it and hit it with a couple of wire wheels, just to clean up the underside and see if there is anything salvageable, and to sort out what can be rescued, what can be restored, and if there's anything that just needs full out replaced. So just before we crack on then, just a little bit about this kind of things that we're using. Goggles and mask, of course, an absolute essential whenever you're working around stuff like this. For anyone who hasn't done this sort of like rust removal stuff before, always try and make sure that you get specific goggles and a specific mask that's made for working around like metal, for stuff like sparks and dust, because essentially this stuff, whenever you hit it with a wire wheel, it will flake up and it'll essentially become sort of like aerosolized. And if you think that rust is bad on the bottom of your car, just wait until you get it in your eye or in your lungs. We also just got a couple of electric drills in and a couple of different wire wheel bits on them just to hack away at that. WD-40, because of course this stuff solves literally all of nature's problems. And a good set of gloves. Now these are really important again. You want sort of thick ones. Pink is optional, but thick and possibly armoured and rubberized if you can. Because what can actually happen is, whenever your drill is moving at high speed, the little wire bits can actually like fly off, and if you get one of those stuck in your hand, that's going to be a bad day. So cue like a time lapse or something, I guess.
So we're gonna hit this with the wire wheel and see how much rust comes off this. It looks pretty bad, but we'll see what actually comes off.
So, no joke, this is possibly one of the rustiest MX-5s I've ever seen. But some of it, most of it seems to be coming up alright. But then there are some bits that are just pure rust. Hey man.
I'm all steamed up.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting this to be fun, but this is like 500% less fun than I thought it would be.
I'm actually not too bad. I think it's alright.
Yeah.
But I just wish there wasn't so much
Yeah.
things wrong with it. I don't mind fixing the other part, but there's just so much. Like, I want it so much.
Yeah.
Going on the road. But I can't have it on the road. Not yet anyway. So we just went under the car and just went at it with a wheel brush. Stuck them on the drills, and I've got a couple of handheld ones going in at the hard to reach places. But it's hard to get motivated when there's so much rust.
Yeah.
It's gonna get there, and if not, drift car.
So, for anyone who may be wondering why we haven't put this on a lift or why we don't have it properly up on jack stands, that's pretty much the reason there. We tried to put it up yesterday whenever we first had a go at it, but it's so rotten and so squishy that it literally just can't be jacked up on anything, so bit of a tough job, but what can you do?
So, as you can kind of see, we have got a bit of a difference here. It's not as thick or crusty, but still a good bit of rust on it. It's very hard to see, but just keep at it and hopefully it'll all go away.
That used to be Mazda JDM rust. So we've been at this for a good while now. Pretty rusty, pretty dusty. It's been a lot of work. However, while it looks pretty stinky in some places, I think overall most of it's actually cleaning up pretty well. So we're going to spend just a little bit more time here. And then the plan going forward, I think, will be that anything that's purely rotten, we're going to get cut and welded. And then we're then going to unbolt the subframes and the suspension components, probably sandblast those, repaint them, and hopefully then that'll make a massive difference.
So day one comes to an end. Went under a wire brush for a good few hours there. Got a lot of rust off the wishbones. Colour's actually starting to come back to one of them.
There's a lot of JDM unicorn dust now out the back of our unit.
Yeah. But no, I think we'll just keep going at it, see what we can do. Subframe, I don't know if it's savable. We'll find out, and if it is, we'll continue work on it. If not, see about a replacement.
I think it's pretty obvious that this isn't just going to be like a one and done sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
proper project this.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is good for you watching, because it means there'll be like loads of episodes.
Yeah. Just not good for me because I want to drive it now.
That's it. But hey, if you like what you see, if you enjoy watching two lads just have the absolute worst time of it trying to save a car that really probably shouldn't be saved, hit the subscribe button if you want, ring the bell for notification squad, like us on Facebook, on our Instagram, and catch you later.
Bye.